Yeah, looks like we have to go down this little slick spot right here where my shadow is. A couple little sloped ledges. That'll be a little dicey. Good morning from Utah. We spent the night here at Goosenecks Sate Park, and it was a beautiful place to come in right after sunset. There were still some pretty colors in the sky. This is a beautiful spot. We've got two of these horseshoe bends in the river, actually three of them back to back that make these beautiful pinnacles out there, and it is gorgeous. State park information says there are 8 sites here, or maybe it's 9 sites. But clearly when we pulled in here, there's probably 20 people camped along the rim in different spots. There's some organized spots here right near the entrance, and there's a big parking area over here. We grabbed one of these, I guess it's an official campsite here with a picnic table and such, but right on the edge of the rim, so it was beautiful. We got to get up the screen, open up the window, and check out that view. We're gonna get ready today and head out. We've got a really cool hike planned. We're going to Moonhouse Ruin, which is a ruin that requires a permit up in Bears Ears. They allow 20 people a day to hike in there. We're looking forward to driving up. Should be an interesting drive as well, and hiking in and exploring those ruins. It'll be our first ruins that we've ever explored down here in Bears Ears. We climbed our way up onto Cedar Mesa using the Moki Dugway scenic back road. The Moki Dugway is made up of steep, unpaved, sharp switchbacks which climb up 1,200 feet to the top of the mesa. It's about 3 miles long and has a gradient of up to 10%. The steep shelf road was constructed in the 1950s by a zinc mining company, and it was initially used to transport uranium ore from the mines in Fry Canyon to a processing mill near Mexican Hat. The views from the top are spectacular.
Made it to the road, the walk-in portion of Moonhouse Trail. We made the 8-mile road, 8-mile trip off the main road back here to the 2-wheel drive trailhead for Moonhouse Ruin. So there's another 1.2 mile road that goes down. I call it the 4-wheel drive road. We just weren't quite sure what to expect. It's a little hard to get down with the camper and then find out you got to back out. So far, it looks like we could have done okay. So just a note for anybody else coming down here. Full-size truck with a camper, and I think we would have been okay. Probably the biggest challenge for this road is there's some areas here where it's quite a bit of a roll angle. I think due to erosion, one side of the road that's quite a bit lower than the other. Combine that with a few twists, and that's your biggest challenge. It's pretty wide all in all. And we can see the Bears Ears, east and west Bears Ears on the horizon there off in the distance. You can see all these lenticular clouds from the high winds. It's not far from the 4-wheel drive parking lot. Just following some cairns down the slick rock here, and I can see the edge of the canyon now. It's supposed to be a little bit of a tricky climb getting down in there, so we'll see what that's like. Oh, here's a cairn. Where's the next one? Here's a cairn right here, actually. Right at the top. All right, that must be the place. We have to get off this ledge here, and we're going to walk across the sandstone. And over here, I'll try to zoom in, but you can see a ledge there where it's kind of broken off and there's a bunch of rocks piled up. So that's our place to get off of this ledge. Looks like a bit of a stretch, but I think we'll make it okay. Yeah, looks like we have to go down this little slick spot right here where my shadow is. A couple little sloped ledges. That'll be a little dicey. Ledge is a little flatter over here on the left. And then we'll go down to the right on these rocks. We've made it almost to the bottom of the canyon. And across on the other side, we can see our first view of Moonhouse ruins. Pretty special looking place. Awesome. We made it up to Moonhouse, and it's really windy up here. It's gorgeous and amazing. We'll take a look around here in a second, but it was a pretty steep climb, both down and up again. Some big steps there, but definitely worth the effort. Accessing the Moonhouse ruin isn't easy. The hike is challenging and the site is remote, but the journey is worth it. Remember to tread lightly. This is a sacred and fragile site. It is important to respect the past as you explore this incredible piece of history. The Moonhouse ruin is a breathtaking remnant of the ancestral Puebloan people. Dating back over 700 years, this cliff dwelling is a time capsule of the past, offering a glimpse into the daily life and spiritual practices of those who once called this harsh landscape home. You are permitted to climb up and into the outer section of the ruin, being very careful not to cause any harm to the structure. At this point, you can observe the interior rooms through the doorways, again being careful not to touch the walls or the openings themselves. The Moonhouse ruin gets its name from striking pictographs that some believe represent the phases of the moon. The architecture here is remarkable, with multi-room structures carefully built into the cliff face, showcasing the Puebloans' advanced knowledge of masonry and their deep connection to this land. Good morning. It's a nice sunny morning out here, and we're perched on the edge of Bears Ears National Monument. And behind me are the iconic two Bears Ears, along with the juniper forest that's out here. It's dead calm, which is especially nice after the
high winds we had yesterday. In spite of the winds, we had a really nice day exploring Moonhouse ruins. They require a permit. I think they're the only ruins here that require a permit. They try to limit the number of visitors to 20 per day. And that makes it nice. It gives you some time at the ruins with some quiet time. It's really great to appreciate them. It was a bit challenging. I think the wind took a little bit out of us, especially on that last mile and a quarter coming back to the truck. But we recovered okay, and we're ready for another day. We're camped here along the road out to the ruins. We had originally intended to go farther afield yesterday, but with the high blowing winds, we were driving right into the sun and had some fairly rocky areas coming up here to get through. I didn't really want to do those looking into the sun, and we came across this beautiful campsite, which we actually had seen on the way in and kind of knew to look for it. So we stopped here. We were in a little bit of shelter from the trees. There's a hillside here, and settled in for the night. And the wind was high, but it did finally die somewhere in the middle of the night, allowing us a decent night's sleep. It is a glorious and spectacular morning out here. Great way to start the day.
Coming up on Venture Out There.